What's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with the 56th installment of Black Girls on Television. It's Saturday. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, and I did not feel like doing it. I am video out. So many damn videos, you guys. Thank God today is it for Greenleaf, and Scandal actually ends, I believe, on May 18th. So Black Girls on Television, we only got a couple more weeks of that. And then Underground ends next week. And then Real Housewives of Atlanta ends tomorrow. So I'm going to go back to my regular 4 or 5 videos a week. I mean, that ain't even regular. That's still a lot. But yeah, we're going to be getting rid of a few videos. So that's actually going to give me a little bit of relief. I'm tired today. It's the day after Cinco de Mayo, you guys. It's 6 de Mayo. And I drank last night. You can see. And I know this is one of them hairdos that you need to have your fucking makeup. Woo! Yeah, y'all, it's a little rough today, but shit, we gonna get through it. Greenleaf, Scandal, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so Greenleaf starts where it ended last week, which was with Grace rushing to Mac's house. Mac's house. Thinking about all the reasons why she hates him. But of course, a deer shoots across the road while she's speeding down the road, and she loses control of her car, goes off the road, hits a tree, and is knocked unconscious. When she finally comes to, she makes a call. And she calls dear old Rick Fox, and he comes out, police and everything, scoops her up, rescues her. He's like, wow, you never see people walk away from an accident like that. And he takes her on home. When she gets there, of course, everybody's like, oh my God, where have you been? We've been calling all over. Yeah, I'm okay. I just got into a car accident, but thank God for Rick Fox. They looking at Rick Fox like, what the hell are you doing here? Sophia's just glad that her mama is okay. Lady Mae was just like, we are so glad you're safe. Okay, we don't need to keep your friend any longer. She looking at him like, nigga, you can go now. So he gives Grace a kiss and he leaves. Bishop tells her, you know what? That wasn't just any deer that came across that road. That was a deer sent by God. Okay, you better heed the warning. Be advised. So she goes upstairs that she didn't had a rough day. And Sophia comes up there and she's just like, I'm gonna need you to stop acting so damn crazy. I am the child and I'm worried about my mother. It should be the other way around. What if you died? Okay, I know you want Mac in jail, but I'm gonna need you to let it go. Grace says, I cannot do that. She says, we all have crosses to bear. Sophia says, you have become mine. Sophia is very frustrated with Grace. I think we all are very frustrated with Grace. Now jump over to Charity. She's getting the baby together, prepared for the night, and Jabari calls her. Hey, I got a gig for you out in Nashville. You think you can come on down? Catch a plane down here? She was just like, you know what? Do I need to let you know now? He said, no, you can let me know tomorrow. She says, okay, give me some time. Let me think about it, and I will let you know. Now, Jacob has told his wife all that's going down with Pastor Skanks. And of course she's mad. That lady stays mad. That old crooked ass pastor, does Tasha even know? She probably knows. Okay, they probably in this shit together. They both shady anyway. I knew I should have said something when I found that $100 bill. He was like, $100 bill, why you didn't say anything? She was like, really, Jacob? Don't ask me about no damn money right now. You need to try to fix this. And I know it better not include us crawling back to your old sneering ass mama. She got her damn nerves. This bitch ain't happy nowhere. She ain't happy in the house that the Skanks gave her. She don't want to go back to the big house, but she's steadily complaining that this is not. She gets on my nerves too. Now Mac is with his girlfriend, and the teen calls. He looks at the phone, but he doesn't answer. The girlfriend is just like, who is that? Y'all always try to figure out what the hell Mac doing. He was just like, oh, it's Sophia. And she was just like, I mean, why does she call so much? I mean, she's a teenage girl. Why is she calling you? And he was just like, what's wrong with her calling me? She's having issues and everything. She was just like, yeah, but still, it's weird. She calls every day. Why don't she talk to her friends or something? So Mac was just like, well, if you don't want me to have her call, I can tell her not to call. She was just like, no. I don't want to come between families. I believe you. I love you. I'm just tripping. Don't worry about me. But tell your niece to go and hang out with her teenage girlfriends and figure out life on their own. I was looking at that girlfriend like she got a constant just scowl on her face. She is unpleasant as well. So they leave for church, and when she goes inside to have a seat, he calls the teen and says, look, you got to stop calling me. She was just like, my mom is tripping. I really need to talk to you. And he was like, you can't call me. Don't call me anymore. I'm sorry. and he hangs up on her. So I guess Mac is trying to turn over this new leaf. We get in church and there's all kind of stuff going down, child. Grace can't get herself together because she's so focused on Mac and everything that's going on there. Charity is up there singing her heart out. And Kevin is in the congregation listening, kind of looks over his shoulder behind him. And Aaron is back there, you know, they giving each other googly eyes at each other and everything. You know, Kevin turned back around like, oh shit, I might have something here. Bishop, he is up there and he is preaching about generosity of the Lord. Okay. Generosity of the Lord. I still feel a little hungover. Woo, let me get it together. He's preaching about, repenting and, opens the doors of the church and Paul Grace over there, she finally looked like she's about to have a breakthrough. She's praying to God and she's just like, thank you, Jesus. And I was like, well, maybe this is helping Grace out here. Skip over to Sunday at the Triumph. Jacob is trying to press Skanks about how they're going to deal with their whole money crisis situation. Skanks is like, don't you worry about it because I'm about to withdraw from the bank of heaven. He puts his jacket on confidently, you guys, and he is in the pulpit and he is asking his congregation to dig deep and give as much as they can. Jacob and his wife is over there just looking like, After church, Jacob and his wife are disgusted with what they just saw. Okay. And he tells her that he has an idea. And she's just like, well, what is it? Because, obviously we ain't got no other damn choice. I can't stay up in this place. And he says, why don't we take the money that my parents gave us for the wedding and we build something for ourselves? I'm thinking to myself, why ain't took the money? Why they sitting up here living like they ain't got nothing? They actually have money somewhere. And what is going on here? This is so stupid. But I was just like, oh, okay. Maybe they got to go through some changes to get to this money. Foolishness. Now after church, Grace is back in her office and she's in a pretty good mood. Sophia comes and talks to her and notices that as well, and Grace says, I'm feeling like I'm getting back to myself. Okay, so maybe that sermon that Bishop preached helped her out. Kevin's in his office and Charity comes by. She was like, hey, I have a favor. And he was like, what is it you need? She says, I'm going to go to Nashville, he says, with Jabari, huh? And she was just like, yes, for work. I'm only going to be gone a couple of days. Could you come by and watch the baby at the house? Okay. When she said at the house, Kevin was just like, ding, ding, ding. At the house, watch the baby. Put the baby to sleep, go see my man. Oh yeah, I think I could do that. Don't even give her no problems, okay? She's like, thank you. Kevin was like, no, thank you. Now Mac and his girlfriend get home from church. He gets a call. I'm assuming it's the guy that he met in the park, all right? And he was just like, hey, what's up? And he says, yeah, remember that thing that we was trying to work out? Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. And Mac was like, wait a minute, I thought we had a deal. And he's like, yeah, we ain't got no deal. What you need to do is lose my number. He hangs up the phone. So, Mac is pissed because he thinks that Grace is responsible for this. And it really is not Grace. It is Jacob. So when he hangs up the phone, here come that old his scowl-faced girlfriend he got. She was just like, so who was that? And he was like, none of your damn business. And she was just like, excuse me? He was like, why you act like you never did anything wrong? You could already tell that the crazy switch had been flipped up, right? She comes around and she was just like, I never said that I was perfect. He was like, perfect? You are the most bottom of the shelf, all brand, rotten piece of flesh I have ever touched. I was like, not all brand, rotten piece of flesh. That shit was so funny. She was just like, what are you saying to me? He was like, get out. She was just like, wait a minute, don't do this. He said, get out. Girl, you better get out. Ooh, that shit was so funny. I said, y'all done unleashed a monster in Mac. Then, since he done went back to full-fledged Mac, he calls a teen girl and he was just like, hey, you still need a place to stay? Come on over, okay? I worked it out. You can stay here. Now, Zora, she's at the studio with that boyfriend. We knew it was just a matter of time. He's singing and she criticizes one little part, says that he was off a bit, does it in front of his friends. He's embarrassed, so he pulls her to the side and he basically talks to her like he was about to whoop her ass. He was like, listen here, you are my guest. You don't come in here and say nothing to me about nothing. You sit your ass in the seat and you shut the fuck up. And don't forget it. She's looking at him like, oh. So after he goes out the room, she calls Sophia and tells Sophia to come pick her up. Now, Jacob goes and tells Pastor Skanks about the plan that he and wifey have come up with. Of course, Skanks ain't feeling it. I build you a church and this is how you thank me? And Jacob says, trust me, I thank you for everything that you have done. And he was just like, how you gonna do this anyway? You ain't got no damn money. He was like, I do have some money. It was money that my parents gave me for my wedding. I can't stay here with you with what you're doing, okay? You have got to know that black folks eventually is gonna rise up and they're gonna have a problem with you stealing money from them. You and Tasha leave us the deed to the land and I'll give you the money and you guys will be free and clear and you and Tasha can walk away from this whole thing. So he didn't put a little something on Skank's heart. Now back to back, he has a teen at the house and he got alcohol there for her to drink and they sitting on the couch all cozy watching TV and the whole scene is just creepy. I don't understand why this little girl even would want to be around this grown ass old man. I mean, I suppose it happens, but still, especially after the rumors of him raping somebody was going around, you still was okay with going, child craziness. Anyway, Mac looking like he about to get busy. He didn't fix her up her drink and everything. He's sitting over there just sizing her up. I said, girl, your ass is in trouble. At the same time that he's there with her, Grace is on a date with Rick Fox. She's waiting for Sophia to get there. They're going to all three of them have dinner together. Well, Sophia hasn't shown up because she's out getting that old hot in the ass ungrateful Zora. When she finally gets to where Zora is, and Zora's like, where have you been? I've been waiting and waiting. And she was just like, I got lost. I'm sorry, but are you okay? And she was like, yeah, let's just go. That's why Sophia hasn't made it there where Grace is. But of course, Grace doesn't know this. So they're trying to wait and kill some time for Sophia to get there. In the meantime, we see Mac. It's finally time for him to make his move on old teen. Okay, she had done fell asleep. So he starts to lean over. He starts rubbing on her leg. And then, he's touching on her. And he's kissing her hip and all this shit. And I was just like, ooh. She wakes up. And she was just like, wait a minute. What are you doing? Okay, and of course, they start struggling. All right, and he's trying to hold her down because now he about to rape her. He trying to take her clothes off and shit, and she kicks him in the ding, I suppose, and he falls back on the couch, and she jumps up, gets her shit, and then she kind of pauses, and then he lurches at her again, and then she take off running. I said, girl, don't ever stop. You get your shit and keep on going. Now, Mac is pissed. I said, Mac, you done fucked up. You done try to do this girl, wasn't successful, and now she done left you. That might be the nail in the coffin for Mac next season. Jump over to Kevin. He's over there with the baby, right? Puts the baby into the bed, gets the monitor, gonna take a casual stroll around Greenleaf Estate. And where should he end up? Surprise, but at Aaron's wing. And he sits down on the couch and he's just talking to Aaron how he can't find somewhere to stay. And Aaron is giving him tips of how, maybe you just need to put an ad in saying that you're looking for a room, Craigslist or the one ads in the paper. And, Kevin is just like, thanks for everything you do, you just been helping me so much. I was like, more than you know. And they all knee to knee. It's all romantical in the room, it's dark and all that. And they getting real close. And Aaron puts his hand on his shoulders like, anytime you need something. And then all of a sudden they just start staring at each other. I was like, oh, it's about to go down. And then, Aaron kind of leans over. He kisses Kevin and child, and they lean back on the couch. And then we get the unbuckling and unfastening and shit. I said, they fixing to really do it. I mean, we skipping straight over just kissing and we about to get to the deed. All right, so that's all we see. I said, finally, Kevin done got him somebody he loved. Bless him heart. Lastly, while Grace and Rick Fox is over there eating and Sophia still hasn't made it, she's decided, we're just going to go on with dinner. And hopefully Sophia will call soon. Her phone rings. I'm assuming it's Sophia, and child is Mac. You should have left it alone. You shouldn't have done what you did, Grace. And she was just like, wait, what? What are you talking about? You should have left it alone. She was just like, what did you do, Mac? What did you do? And he said, you should have left it alone. And he hangs up the phone. So now, now Grace is frantic. So she leaves her date with old Rick. She jumps in her car, assuming she rushes over to Mac's place, busts in the door as soon as he comes to the door. And she's just like, where's my daughter, Sophia? Sophia, where are you? Okay, she's all going through his house. He comes and grabs her, and he was just like, you better get out of here. And when I tell you, they had the most realistic fucking fight. Whoever choreographed that shit and shot it, it was a well done fight. One of the best ones I have ever seen. All the different angles and everything. Child, they was fighting their ass off, okay? He had done slammed her up against the wall and busted the wall all up, and they got to swinging on each other and hitting each other and kicking and all of that. Both of them fell back on the damn glass table. Broke that shit all up. Then he climbs over on top of her, and she's trying to dig his eyes out, and he's trying to choke her. He's really about to choke her, and she's about to die. I said, child, it ain't gonna end like this, is it? Then she reaches over and she sees some glasses on, some broken glass all over there, and she's trying to reach for a piece, and she gets a part of a broken wine bottle, and she brings it up and, child, cuts his neck right here, very, that artery, that's your main one right there. He just starts bleeding out, and he falls off of her. She done killed Mac, y'all. I said, oh. While he's bleeding out and dying, she's still asking him, where is my daughter? He was like, it don't matter now. I don't think he had anything to do with Sophia. Sophia's out just trying to get Zora's ass. They probably lost somewhere again, and now Grayson went over there and killed this man. Child, that's gonna be a mess for old Grace. But yeah, y'all, that was the finale. Actually very good. I enjoyed this episode because finally some shit didn't happen. But next season gonna be something else. Or it's not really next season. This is the mid-season finale, so I guess when it comes back, it'll still be season 2. But, yeah, we get a little break, so thank God for that. All right, you guys, and then on Scandal, we see Vargas's wife. She is accepting her position. This is so strange. She was like, when I got the call yesterday, I'm like, you got the call yesterday, and now you the vice president of the United States of America, child. Okay. We see Fitz, he's in the situation room trying to get the handle on these damn 9 drones that's all over the place. They're not registered with the FAA. They're all hovering over metropolitan places. So very clearly they plan on blowing up, big cities in the United States if they don't get what they want. The man, okay, Payas, he calls Olivia and he tells her that he wants Melly back. I know you used to get in your way and everything, and I must admit the drone thing that you guys did earlier with the White House was genius. I took your idea and rolled with it. Did the exact same thing, except mine are armed and ready to blow up. She tries to call his bluff and was just like, we know that you're not going to do anything. And he hang up the phone, and all the next thing you know on TV, you just see some snow. They done blew up some shit up in Dallas. She's just like, Olivia, when you gonna realize that these motherfuckers ain't came to play with your ass? That's 1 down, 8 to go, Liv. So she goes and she talks to Eli. Eli still has it in his mind that he is running. He is ready to get the fuck up out of there. And if you had any damn sense, you would come with me. She says she's not going nowhere because she about to take these people down. They're trying to locate Payas. He's telling her that it is impossible. Jake goes to Ponytail Day. And he's talking to her. He's like, you real good, girl. You just like me. A ghost. I can't find nothing on you. You don't even exist, Ponytail Day. Twinsies. She is so funny. He was like, listen, you might as well tell me where he is. If you do, you can get to go free. She was just like, except that it's just not that easy because I'm very valuable to the people that I work for. And if I go free, then they're going to track me. And basically, they are going to kill me. And he was like, I hope you would have said that. Okay. He slams her head down on the damn table. I was like, damn, Jake. And he gets a knife and he digs this tracking system out of her neck. He goes and takes the little tracking chip to Huck. You must find where this chip comes from, or who is, tracking it from where. Now we see Marcus, he's talking to the press, and of course the press is trying to figure out what's going on with the drones, and the president is concerned with the safety of the American people, what they would say in some case like this. Meanwhile, they still can't get a read on these drones. As a matter of fact, Huck gets kicked out of the system when he's trying to check on this little chip. Next thing we know, the man, Payas, calls Olivia, and he was like, Philadelphia is next, okay? Give me my damn president. Give me Ponytail Day as well. Olivia, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And then Philadelphia goes up. Boom. So it is completely a mess. There's people injured and dying everywhere. Fitz is frustrated because they can't find Payas. He tells Olivia, your father needs to talk. She was just like, he's not going to say anything. Okay, they beat him up. They have broken my father. All he wants to do is run. Your father has to know something to save this nation. We got to do something. So she was just like, let's go talk to him. So they go in the room with Eli again. Eli was just like, listen, I'm getting the fuck on, and Olivia can come with me as well. The United States is crumbling down right around you, and I'm not fixing to help you as the leader of this free world, because the fact of the matter is you will not win. They win, you lose. And he grabs Eli like this, brings him close. Olivia's like, Fitz, no. Eli's looking at him like, I will fuck him up. He best let go. Fitz was like, you're working with them, right? You don't care about this republic. Ron was just like, fuck you and the republic. There is no republic. Don't you see that here? The Constitution is torn to shreds. The world is burning down around us. It's every man for himself. And this man here is about to get himself out of this mess and get the fuck up out of here. I'm only saving myself, since it looked like Livy ain't trying to go with me any damn way. Fitz gets frustrated with him because obviously Eli is not talking, and he rushes out. Olivia turns around and gets down on her knees in front of her dad, and she was just like, what did they do to you? And Rowan says, leave. So Fitz goes back to the office and he finds Abby and he tells Abby, look, get all the federal responders and get them to Philly. Cyrus is just like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. If we send all of our responders to Philly and then one of these other drones blows up, then, all of our people will be there and it's going to be a disaster. He says, you know what, Cyrus, you're right. How about you come with me? Help me out in the other office. They done pushed Abby out. Abby is no longer a part of the club. You can't sit with us. Now, David sees Olivia in the hallways, and he goes and tells her, listen, we've been looking over the paperwork that we found on Payas, and looks like there were some boxes that were sent to your father, 23 of them, various dates and times, that was sent by a courier. Do you know anything about it? She was just like, no. Okay, but I'm going to take this with me. So like I said, Abby out, is Fitz, is Cyrus, is Jake. Okay, they're trying to figure this out. And so Jake comes up with the idea that since she doesn't have a TV in the room where she is, they can tell her anything and she probably will flip. So hey, we got a plan. We're going to get her to try to talk. So Jake goes in there and he tells her that he has Payas. And she was like, no, you don't. He was like, yes, we do. And Payas has already worked out a deal. He's going to tell us everything. And baby, you fixing to go down, down, down. Okay, she's staring at Jake. I'm assuming trying to see if she can figure out if he's lying or telling the truth. I guess the fact that she might not never see the light of day is, fucked with her a little bit. So when Jake is walking out, she was just like, wait a minute. Give me the deal that you gonna give Payas. Okay, I'll tell you everything. So now they done worked out this deal. We done got Ponytail Day to flip on the man. Now Liv rushes back to Huck and she was like, look, there's some packages that was sent to my dad. Let's look at the footage and see, what was in those packages. So they go through the footage and they're looking, and Eli keeps getting this box. Now as soon as I saw the box, I was like, oh my God, that's like the size of a head. I mean, that was immediately what I thought. But he would open up the box and he would just look in it and he wouldn't say anything. And then as each package came at different times, at different days, he would get increasingly more and more upset. Okay, they're trying to figure out what the hell is in that package. And at one point he actually throws one and it's a brick. And it kind of comes out, and she was just like, they're sending him bricks every day. So then I was just like, oh, what was that about? I still didn't put into my mind it had something to do with a head. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. We do find out, though, that every time that package came, it was 11 pounds. Now, since they done worked out this deal with Ponytail They, who do they pick but David's ass to go and present the paperwork to her? Okay, so he's sitting down and he gets her to sign this deal. She tells David what her real name is. Was it Samantha or was it Diane? Whatever it was, She was just like, I just want us to start over. And he was like, start over? She was just like, yeah, let's start over. Maybe we can be something now that she gonna be free and, released from David was just like, what are you talking about? I hate you. She was like, you hate me? He was like, yeah, I hate you. Just touching your flesh made my skin crawl. I've been pretending all of this time. And I was just like, David, you about to fuck it up, okay? You ain't ruthless like the rest of these people. Just shut the fuck up and get the deal signed. She was like, you've been pretending all this time? I've been pretending all this time. She just picks up that deal and she tears it in half. And he was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And she says, David, I know this whole thing is a lie, okay? Because you twitch when you lie. They don't have Payas, and you're mad because I killed your precious little Liz. That's what all this is about, really? She looking at him like, you old bitch ass nigga, He hits her. And I was like, oh, David, know you had it in you. And when she comes back up, she said, you better hope I don't get the hell up out of here. And he says, don't you worry about it, baby girl, because you never will. Okay? Did I twitch then? I bet you I didn't, bitch. And he walks out. Next scene, we see Fitz. He tries one more time to go and have a drink with Eli. Fitz says, yeah, the last couple of weeks of my presidency, and this is what everybody is going to remember me by. All the good that I've done for 8 years, and all I'm going to be remembered by is these bombs that blew up all over these cities. Eli says, yeah, and the sex scandal too. He says, yeah, and the sex. Eli ain't going to never let him forget about that. So then Fitz says, I know about the boxes. And Eli says, you know nothing. So then Fitz tries to take the emotional route and goes on this whole thing about how he's never had control of his life and how everybody's always run shit for him and done things for him. And these are the main reasons why Eli can't stand him. As a matter of fact, Eli was just like, you have had your life handed to you on a spoon, basically, and she loves you. Like, ugh, why? You are weak. You are nothing. But the reason why you can't get a grasp on this whole situation is because you have never been oppressed. You've never been told no. Nobody has ever worn you down. Nobody has ever broken you. I say Eli is getting wound up, child. Then Eli confirms the boxes. Just like what I thought. He tells him that they will send his boxes every day. And it was a constant reminder that if he did not do what they wanted him to do, that this box that comes, that's 11 pounds every time, is about the same weight that a human head would weigh. If he got out of line, there wouldn't be a brick in the next box. There would be a severed head in the next box. And that severed head would be Olivia. So they had his ass by a string like he was a puppet, okay? And he was just like, you know what? I used to be the man. I used to be the man. I was this black man. I had an afro. I started at the bottom and I rose through the ranks, okay? Women loved me. I was smart. I went to school. I learned everything, okay? And against all the odds, I still was able to rise all the way to the very, very, very top. And they can't stand that. I was once a man who had all the power. Now look at me. I don't even have power enough to protect my baby girl. Fitz says, yes, you are all of that, but you don't have to worry about the Republic because Olivia is your Republic. You want to protect Olivia? How do you want the Republic to remember you? How do you want to remember her? Eli is so tired of these uplifting speeches, okay? He was just like, thanks for the drink. Fitz goes back to the situation room, and again, they're updating him about the situation. They got evacuations in place and, you know, trying to get a handle on everything. They got their own drones that are ready to launch against these other ones that are floating around. Fitz was like, we don't have any time to move. You know, we got to do something right now, because the general in there, she was telling them that they needed more time, but since Fitz said they ain't got time, she was just like, okay, well, we would try to cut down as much collateral damage as we can. Okay, we're going to try to not kill everybody while we shooting out these bombs. Then Fitz thinks about it and he's like, no, don't do that. You know what? That's what they want us to do. They want us to make a mistake. Okay, everybody stand down and you let me know when it's safe to move. So he goes back, and what more can he do but have a drink with Olivia? Okay, shit is so bad and dire. Ain't nothing else they can do but sit and wait. She's drinking, and, you know, she was just like, now, how many people is it again? There's 63 people dead. 19 of those 63 were children. And then he's like, I can't believe it, Olivia, but am I going to bend to a terrorist? And she was just like, no, you're not going to do that. And he was like, I dated before. Okay, how quickly they forget when you was down there in the black market, or wherever the hell it was, okay, down the street, some fucking where, okay, he did negotiate with a terrorist because it was Olivia. It was his precious Olivia. He couldn't let her die like that. She was like, well, you're not going to do it again. Again, very easy for her to say. She's sitting up there in the fucking White House now. In the middle of them having all this conversation, Eli steps in. Okay, excuse me, I would like to have a word with the president. He's got his full docile Negro on. They're looking at him like, okay. So when it's just Eli and Fitz says, you came to have another drink? And Eli says, nope, I've come to apologize, and I kind of figured out a way that I can help. I think I know how I can make someone talk. Suddenly, we see him in the hall with Olivia, and they're on their way down to, I assume, the bunker that Ponytail They is in. Right when they get to the door, he was just like, I apologize, Olivia. And she was like, you don't have to apologize for anything. He was like, yes, I do, for what I'm about to do. And child, he get the gun from the damn security guard, and he puts the gun on him, and he says to Ponytail They, listen, I will let your ass free. You can go with me if I get a guarantee that I am going to be safe and sound when I get the fuck up out of here. Olivia's just like, Dad, what are you doing? Listen, I'm sorry, Olivia, but I got to go, and I told you that's what I was doing. So Ponytail Day, what is it? Can you get me that guarantee? She's like, I don't have it right now. She said, but I can promise that I will. He was like, move. Looks over at the security guard, was just like, so what are the codes to the gates? Get the fuck up out of here. You know, the guard's just trying to play stupid. Codes? There's no codes. So Eli shoots him in the knee. Don't play with me, son. What are the codes? Next thing you know, they're running. Okay, they done locked damn Olivia in the room. Okay, she's all, Dad! I was like, Eli, you is ruthless. So now, you know, the White House is in a tizzy again, and Abby trying to get back in, trying to figure out what's going on. She's like, Cyrus, you know, tell me what's happening. You guys are punishing me. You guys are not trying to let me know. He's like, nobody is trying to punish you. You got to prove yourself again, Red. Prove you deserve it. Then you get back in. Now, Olivia's at home. She can't believe the day. And Millie shows up and tells her, you know what, it's over. Okay, they want me. If they don't get me, they're going to keep on killing everybody. Okay, I'm just going to do what they want me to do. And Olivia gives her this whole, you know, Shonda Rhimes speech again about, you know, you are not going to give in. They hate a woman in power. A woman in power is a nasty woman. I said, look at them trying to slide in some shit about Trump. They just want to control you. You have sacrificed and blood and sweat and tears. I won't give them the White House. This is not their White House. It's our White House. It's our White House. And if you think they're going to get this damn White House that easily, then something is wrong with you. They will not be getting the White House. Not that easily. Trust. So then we see Eli with Ponytail Day and the man, okay, and they back at his office. You know, the man pays, he's thanking Eli, and Eli was like, you don't have to thank me because I didn't do this for you. I did this for me. I just want to get the hell up out of here, and I want to guarantee that nothing is going to happen to me ever. I earned this. So the man says, you know what, agreed. He tells Ponytail Day to make the arrangements, and he tells Eli that he has been emancipated. The man turns around and leaves, and as soon as he walks out, Eli makes a call and says he's on the move. I said, oh, this is part of a plan here. This is when we see that there are flashbacks of when Eli went and spoke with Fitz. How can we get them to talk? Well, it looks like what he would do is let Ponytail Day go, and by doing so, gaining her trust, which is what he did. He would take her back to where the man is, which is what he did. Once they know where Eli is and know where the man is, then Jake will then follow the man to where they are controlling the drones. And then we see the man with the people that are controlling the drones. And Jake walks in the room and shoots the man dead in the head. That just leaves Ponytail Day and Eli while he's talking to her about him getting away. You know, she has a package all set up for him. When he gets close enough to her, you know, he stabs her in the stomach. Okay, this is freedom. I said, ooh, that Ponytail Day done went down like this. I never thought she would let anybody close enough to get the beat on her. And next thing you know, the drone situation is over. I assume that Jake killed the people that was controlling the drones as well. Okay, the news or people are saying that they're neutralized. And everybody is safe now, at least for now. And everybody looks relieved, kind of afraid to celebrate. But yeah, the group Fitz, Jake, Olivia, Eli, looks like they finally got it together. Eli is in his office, and he puts the last piece of the puzzle of the dinosaur, puts the tooth in, and Eli is pleased with himself. Remember that whole long speech about dinosaurs at the beginning of the season? Well, now Eli says, you made it. You survived. All right, and that was it. It was really a really good episode. I didn't get to see the previews of next week because I had to watch the last 15 minutes on my phone because the weather was bad in Atlanta and the shit went out right at the end of the show. So I don't know what's supposed to even happen next week. But all I know is this was a nice and pretty and tidy closing. So I can't imagine with the finale about to happen in a couple of weeks that it'll be, you know, put away this easily. So we'll see. But yeah, very good episode. Scandal has been so good this season. It's a shame a lot of people, you know, have given up on the show because it is damn good. With the exception of that 100th episode, they could have kept that shit. It's been really, really good. So that's it, you guys. Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. I have got to take Jada out to learn how to parallel park. I am so much dreading it. That is the one last thing that we ain't been able to conquer. I don't feel like her fucking up my damn tires on the Jeep. And the nitro, I have not registered it yet. So It's just like I can't. Well, I guess I could probably take her out in the nitro just in the neighborhood. We just can't really go nowhere. But yeah, I'm just like, you not about to fuck my tires up on the Jeep. Not on Foxy. So she just came down here and was just like, don't forget you got to take me out so I can learn how to parallel park. I'm just not looking forward to it. I'll be so glad these damn kids get their damn driver's license and get out of my hair. Shit. Anyway, you guys, let me get off of here. It is Saturday. I got a lot of shit to do. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rocks. The channel is for It's Rocks. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.